Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome. So, today we're going to be discussing the Chinese Zodiac, also known as Chinese Astrology. I hear a lot of people getting more enthusiastic about it as we're coming into this year of the snake, 2025. So, first of all, snake is a fixed fire sign. A lot of people don't know that the zodiac signs actually have fixed elements within them. Sometimes if you get a little extra curious and you start looking into your particular zodiac sign, which we're going to get into the true zodiac sign of Chinese astrology. When you look more into it, you might see an element associated with it, and you could be mistaken because it could be talking about the year that the zodiac was in, the element of the year that the zodiac was in that particular year. So, for an example, with Chinese astrology, the elements repeat themselves twice. So, if we're in 2020, that was in the water element. Year of the rat metal element. Year of the rat in the metal element. But rat is a fixed water sign. You go to 2021, then we're now in the year of the ox, but we're still in the metal element. 2022, we're in the year of the tiger, but we're in the water element. 2023, we're now in the year of the rabbit, but we're still in the water element because it repeats itself twice. We go into 2024, now we're in the year of the dragon in the wood element. Now we finally changed elements. But we change zodiac signs every year, but we change elements once every 2 years. So the Chinese New Year technically has not started. This is all based on the lunar months, right? The lunar calendar. So this is all astrological stuff. This is all the cosmos. So it doesn't fall until January 29th. So a lot of people saying, year of the snake, year of the snake. Not yet. And we're still in the year of the dragon until January 29th. And sometimes you'd be surprised. The reputation of the zodiac can show its face all the way till the very tail end. If we're talking about any astrological system, if we're talking about transits and regular astrology as you know it, or if we're talking about the Chinese zodiac, don't be surprised if you see these actions and these reputations play out to the very tail end. I'm talking even the last week of it. Because you look in history books, because we're making history on the daily basis. So you look in history and stuff like that, and someone's going to be looking like, wow, 2025, 2024. And they'll look at the dates and be like, damn, that was a dragon year. So we got to be mindful of this time because we're still in the dragon year until January 29th. Now, it's not a switch that in any astrological system, it's not a switch that just gets turned on and off. It's a slow building up, it's a slow unwinding out, right? So we're coming into the year of the snake, which is a fixed fire sign in the wood element, right? So let's take a look at. So most people don't have a grand interpretation of Chinese astrology, right? Or the Chinese Zodiac. So I'm going to introduce you guys into what's called the Bazi pillars, or the four pillars of destiny, because technically in true proper Chinese astrology you actually have four signs, and people don't realize that. Similarly to how in astrology, you got like the nine placements, or if you count like the outer planets, you might even have more of those, and all of those are accounted for. In Chinese astrology, it's simplified down to just four, and they all matter. Who's to say? It's up to your interpretation as to what is the most important pillar, and we're going to get into that because you have the year pillar, which most people do know about, and I'm going to look at my notes for this one because I'm not an expert on Chinese astrology. I'm just here to show people it's more than what you think it is. It's more deeper, it's more rich, and I see a lot of people. It's almost like in regular astrology, it's almost like talking sun sign astrology when you think that you're just only your year sign. Now, the year pillar is very important. Some would say it's the most important. So, starting with the year pillar, this is what they would say how your life is going to go. It's represented as the grand stage of it all, right? So this is going to be your network. It's also known as the root, right? Some would say it's even your appearance. Like I'm Year of the Rat. I got kind of like a rat-y type of like face, type of like look. Um, I think I'm attractive, so I can say that, right? But you'll notice this with people. Like I've noticed like tiger women, women year of the tiger, they have like a little bit of fuzz on their face and stuff like that. It's really cute. Um, so this and even parts of the body are ruled by it. So it rules the head and the face. The year pillar is also represented by your ancestors, and the reason that the year pillar is so acknowledged is because it's your outer self. The different pillars, you got the year pillar, the month pillar, the day pillar, and the hour pillar. And the year and the month are like your outer selves. So that's why these get a little bit more acknowledged, although some do focus a lot on the hour pillar, which is also known as the rising sign or the ascendant sign. Similar to regular astrology, but not exactly interpreted the same way. Um, so this is pretty much the year pillar is pretty much what most people know as your zodiac sign, your Chinese zodiac sign, but it's only one of the grand scheme of it all, right? This is the grand stage. This is your network. This is your appearance. This is your outer self, and then also your ancestors, how your life will go, and also this rules the ages of 1 to 16. So that's something interesting about the year pillar. So we're going to move on to the month pillar, which is equally as important. And I think this is how come, you know, we're going to do a little bit of a mixing of the divinations, which is allowed to some extent because even Chinese astrology represents the Chinese zodiac signs to the Western counterparts of regular astrology as we know it, right? So, and it's interesting because the very first zodiac sign of Chinese astrology is not the same as the first sign of regular astrology as we know it. In regular astrology, we know that Aries is the first zodiac sign. That's why spring is such a fruitful time, right? Because it's almost like the beginning of the astrological new year. But the very first zodiac sign is Rat, which is a fixed water sign. Um, and it's represented by Sagittarius. So it's not exactly the same as like Aries being the first zodiac sign. So you got to be mindful of the discernment of the two. So the month pillar is pretty important, and I think another reason why the month is so important is because it's very. So this is the thing. Like I'm a Jyotish astrologer, which is the real-time sky, the accurate placements. I'm not going to get into that because this is about Chinese astrology. Jyotish is also known as Vedic astrology, right? So there's some people online who will be like, numerology is the truth, Chinese astrology is the truth, Vedic astrology is true, but all this, all this yap, right? But the thing is, what I will say that kind of conjoins a lot of it is the fact that in the month pillar, you do represent and you do resonate with the sign that's within that month, right? Because sometimes, for example, if you're in Aries, let's just take Aries for an example. If you're in Aries and let's say your birthday is April 8th, right? And technically, in Jyotish, in Vedic astrology, that's still Pisces. we're not getting into Aries season until like April 14th ish, April 13th ish, right? And you'll even notice the seasons. And I think that's one of the most tall tale signs about Jyotish, Vedic astrology, and as opposed to Western astrology, is you'll notice that the seasons, like the forecast, like what the weather's like, line up with Jyotish so much more, right? I'll make a different separate video about the seasons and the astrological zodiac signs, but for now I'm gonna stick with. It's hard to stay on just this topic because all the divinations are truly have some correlation with them, right? Because you're focusing on the cosmos, you're focusing on the planets, and the moon a lot of the times, right? Mainly in Chinese astrology, focusing on the moon, which I think that's what simplifies it and what makes it so easily digestible, right? So the month pillar, this is going to be your performance. This is going to be your business, your career, your parents. So if the year pillar is your grandparents and your ancestors, then the year pillar is your parents. So if you have your month pillar in a more likable sign, you might notice that your parents are more likable people, like to others, right? This is known as the seedling, and this rules the ages of 17 to 32. And the parts of the body that it rules is your chest and your back. So that's the month pillar. Very important. I highly recommend people going to a Bazi calculator, BAZI calculator, doing your Chinese horoscope, doing your Chinese Zodiac chart, to finding out, because most people only know their year sign. And it can be confusing because it can be misleading because you'll see a forecast for your Chinese zodiac, and little do you know, you got all your other three placements in other signs, or maybe just in one sign repeating itself, right? So it's like, are you really being influenced by that one year sign, or are you being influenced more so by the other ones? Some people say that the year sign and the hour sign are the most important, but it really just depends on. See, I have a lot of like Jyotish and regular astrology vocabulary. Like I said, I'm not an expert on Chinese. I'm just here to show you guys it's so much more than what people are talking about. And it kind of sucks to see people being wrong and being misled. Oh, you're the snake. It's like, calm down. It's not till January 29th. Or being like, oh, you're going to have a bad year because you're this sign. Chill out. You don't know the month. You don't know the hour. You don't know the day. You know what I mean? So this is what I'm here just to explain to you guys. I'm not an expert on this stuff. I'm still learning it myself. I'm very baby at it, but I'm just here to show you it's so much more. It really is a lot more. So, yeah, this is that was the month pillar in a nutshell. So I move on with my notes. So then you got the day pillar, which is how you show up every day, right? This, to some people, I mean, this is referred to as the day master or the flower, right? Because all of them have different interpretations as like a heavenly branch, right? So if the year is the root and the month is the seedling, and then the day is the flower, right? And it keeps going on. So the day pillar, aka the day master, very important, very important. When I found out mine, dealing with not only the zodiac sign that I was dealing with, but also the element that I had it in, it totally made a difference. It totally made sense. So understand them, look them up for yourself. If I can share a link, if I can figure out how to do that on my description, I will do that. So the day pillar rules the waist and the abdomen. This is you. This is your thoughts. This is your mind. This is your personality. This also represents the partner. So remember how the year is the grandparents and the ancestors. The month is your parents, And then the day master or the day pillar is your relationship, your partner, right? And it's also yourself. So this rules the ages of 33 to 48. So then we can move on with the hour pillar, aka the ascendant, or also known as the fruit, because you can also see your children from this pillar. Um, this rules the legs and the feet. Some people say that the hour or the ascendant or the rising sign is who you are when no one's watching. So it can be pretty interesting about the hour pillar because it's truly your inner self in a lot of ways, right? This rules the ages 49 to 60 or into old age. So there you have it. Now you know that there's four pillars of destiny: your year, your month, your day, your hour. They're all super important. Some say the year and the hour is the most important. Of course, the year is the grand stage, right? So it's kind of how your life will go. So most people pay attention to that the most. And I think to give it some credit, it's highly significant, right? But you really might want to look into your hour. You should look into your hour. You should look into your day. You should look into your month. They're all significant. So that being said, I decided to do a part 2 because I didn't want to make this video too long. So there you have it, you guys. You got your 4 pillars of destiny, and now you can know your true zodiac signs, right? You got 4 of them. So there's a lot to look into, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys take that information and do something useful with it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned. Thank you.